Stand by. The vacuum tubes are warming up. This is a special live broadcast right here on Georgia Radio.
Well, how you doing, Matt? Jolly hanging out here with you today. Glad to be here and glad to have our good friend Michael Bright on with me from down at the Music Memories Museum in downtown Swainsboro, Georgia. Michael, how you doing today? Glad to have you with me.
Hey, Matt. Great to be here. Thank you for letting us be part of this interview here for y'all. We're doing well, man. Things are happening down here. A lot of changes going on.
Well, it's fall weather. Things are starting to cool off. A freeze warning in effect, later this week. But I wanted to bring this up as we're falling into fall. You're falling in love with rock and roll music down there. You always have been.
Well, yeah, with the Music Memories Museum, you know, no matter how young or old you are, you're going to find something in here that you enjoy. Country music, rock and roll, jazz, R&B, you know, a little bit of gospel. There's a mixture of everything in here. So, and we've been recently getting some new items in here.
All right. Speaking of new items, a harmonica from Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, huh? Walk This Way, all kind of good stuff.
That's right. It was actually stage used by Steven Tyler. We just recently got that. A lot of people may know who Don McLean is, you know, the writer of the song, and
All the Stars, the Van Gogh tribute. Yeah.
That's right.
Starry Night. Yeah.
That's right. And anyway, we just got actually a watch that actually belonged to him. That's custom made it's gold with a silver dollar and in the center of it. So actually was his, and we just recently got that from Julian's auction. And that's
the day
cool
the music
piece.
Died, wasn't that Don McLean?
That's the main one. The day the music died, because that was written after when Buddy Holly, Ricky Valens, Big Bopper kind of they died in that plane crash, and it was kind of,
Leave it to me to know the one that's lesser known.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I'll tell you something else we just got. It's really cool. I've already had Ringo Starr from the Beatles had a shirt from his. Well, I just recently got a shirt that's custom tailored by Nudie Cohen, and it was actually custom tailored for George Harrison of the Beatles. So now I have two of the Beatles and trying to find something now from John Lennon and Paul McCartney, but still was a really cool piece that also just came in.
I told Wade Peebles the other day if he kept bragging about that shirt he was wearing, you were going to ask for it down there at the museum. So we'll have to see if we can't get something of Wade Peebles down there, the Oracle of the South.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Well, so Ricky Van Shelton, we played a lot of Ricky Van Shelton music in honor of this new exhibit that you'll have for Ricky Van Shelton, a new piece. Another, you love Nudie Coleman stuff, and who doesn't? I mean, the flashiest of the flashy down there.
That's right. If you can get hold of any Nudie items, that's some good pieces to get hold of. And I always tell about it. Recently, I found a little honey hole where this guy was selling a lot of his collection out, and he's been calling me, and every now and then he's gives me a call for something. And we just did receive Ricky Van Shelton's shirt, which is made by Nudie also. And then we back into a couple of pieces here just lately. I tell you, we also got Michael McDonald, the Doobie Brothers, had a shirt that's was also tailored by Nudie. We also had a Ray Charles shirt just come in, custom tailored by Nudie. Now this other one just come in. It's not Nudie, but it came from a nice auction, and it was actually Paul Stanley of Kiss. It's actually a shirt and his vest. And we just recently received that. So, again, I know we have a lot of country, but we do have a little bit of rock and roll in here, too.
There you go. And one slightly used tin of white makeup as well.
There you go.
Mr. Stanley. That's good stuff. And it's fun to come down there because not only can you walk down there and see the Music Memories Museum, but you can also take advantage of Main Street Market, which is also right downtown Swainsboro, Georgia, just down from the fountain.
That's right. We're right downtown, 215 West Main Street. We use our rear entrance. We don't use the front entrance because there's no parking area. And just while you mentioned that, actually November the 11th is our Christmas open house here. The whole downtown does a Christmas open house weekend, and we'll be here that Saturday, November 11th, and door prizes and games going on. So that's coming up on November 11th.
I was just down there in Metter, Georgia, and you come right past Swainsboro on your way to Metter, but they had the Harvest Festival down there. We had a great time this past weekend, got to see Miss Betsy, and met another lady this weekend that I've got to have her on the show. You might know Dixie Odom down there from Metter, Georgia, but what a lady, retired after 21 years in the United States Air Force, was actually in Vietnam, just a remarkable citizen. and a great story. And I look forward to getting to meet her. There's so many wonderful things that happen in South Georgia, and you're right there in the middle of it all. And of course, the Music Memories Museum, a wonderful part of all of that. What can folks come down and see? And for your Christmas open house that you're going to have, you'll have the museum open, because if the store is open, the museum is open, and it's free admission.
That's right. Free admission. And then come, as always, when you come in here, we have music playing over the intercom, and every song you hear is actually a singer that we have represented in the museum, which we now have over 200 artists in here represented. But come November 11th is the Christmas open house, and we'll start playing Christmas music that day. And I got it set up the same way. Every Christmas song you hear be somebody in the museum. But first 50 bound customers receive a free door prize. We have this thing we do every year called the hide and seek game. We have these little critters that we hide throughout the store. And if you find, we do about 4 or 5 of them. You find one, you win a $25 gift certificate.
No way.
So it's just a big deal. All the booths will have a sale going on that day.
I tell my son that we're going to be there. A hide and seek game at Main Street Market. Well, how about that? Now,
yeah, we hide these little critters throughout the store.
Now, I got a real important question for you. When are you going to film the big dance scene?
No more dances. We got other things happening now.
Oh, my goodness, Michael. We got to have
I tell you what is fixing to come down, though. Augusta TV station, WFXG, they're going to be down here on November 16th doing a TV segment on the Music Memories Museum.
Well, I think that's
great. We're kind of excited. I'm excited about that. It'll be the 4th time on TV.
You know me, I think your dancing's the best. I love that. You cannot have a bad day when Michael Bright shares a dancing video from the Main Street Market or from the Music Memories Museum. Now, what about your singing? Because every once in a while you fire up the microphone down there and you sing.
Yeah, I do that more often. I have a lot of folks walking here and they know I'm a singer. Say, hey, can you do me a song? And I do have a little setup in there. I'll do a song for them every now and then live. So all you got to do is come in and ask me, hey, sing me a song, Michael. And if I've got the time, I'll do it. So
I love that. And I think it's great. And so do 16,000 other people who are following the Music Memories Museum, by the way, on social media. Now, you can go do that, too. Tell them how they can find you, because it's a great way to stay in touch.
Yeah, if you want to know more information about the Music Memories Museum, just go to musicmemoriesmuseum.com. And we also have the Facebook page, which is same thing, Facebook/Music Memories Museum. And Main Street Market has its own page. Now it's a Facebook/Main Street Market Swainsboro. So you can join the Facebook pages, and we keep it updated every day, showing the new items coming into the market. The same with the Music Museum page. We keep it updated. I always put on items on there that's new to the museum. But if you go to the musicmemoriesmuseum.com, I keep it. It's completely the list of every single person I have. I have it divided in country music, rock and roll, R&B, pop. If you go on there, you will see all the singers I have represented, and like I say, it's over 200 now, in the museum. So, I'm kind of have almost the largest private collection of its kind to have so many different genre of music in here like this. So.
It's certainly one of the largest in Georgia. I know that, if not the largest in Georgia. So, get on down there and see it. Okay, now to the important question, Michael. What do you want to hear tonight or later today as we play some music for the Music Memories Museum? What's your request and dedication?
Well, I'll tell you what. How about put a little Don Williams on there? Because I'll tell you, I just did receive, also didn't mention a while ago, we got a Don Williams nudie shirt just in. And I really love Don Williams, and that just came in also this week.
The man from my hometown. Glad to play it. Michael Bright.
Good.
Glad you're here, bud.
I thank you for what you're doing out there, Matt. Appreciate you.
Georgia Radio. On your phone, in your home, everywhere you go. Matt Jolly, right here on Georgia Radio.
Yeah, welcome back here to Neighbor. My thanks to Michael Bright for coming on today and talking about the Music Memories Museum down there in Swainsboro, Georgia. The Oracle of the South is bound to have a shirt in the Music Memories Museum at some point for his contributions to talking about music, especially Conway Twitty. And he joins me right now. A year older than the last time he was on the show. Good morning, Wade Peebles. How are you?
Good morning, Matt. I'm fine.
Happy day after your birthday, sir. Good to hear your voice.
I appreciate it.
How does it feel to be another year older and maybe wiser?
Pretty dang rough.
Yeah. Are you in the woods this morning? You're working hard?
Yes, I'm here getting loaded with pulpwood.
Is it that time of year? I guess the pulpwood season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pulpwood season. That's right.
It's always pulpwood season if you're with Wade.
It's always pulpwood season.
You got corn or beans on that truck today? Oh, we got pulpwood. It's in season now, yeah?
Pulpwood. It's pulpwood, yeah.
Yeah, I like pulpwood season. Hey, somebody just sent me a text message, and they wanted to ask you a question about Conway. They wanted to know how Conway is doing because they see they've seen some troubling stuff, they said, on Georgia Folk and Farm Life. I haven't seen anything troubling about Conway.
I don't know. I know the other day there was a little misunderstanding. Baby Conway had been reading posts on there and found that people don't generally eat roosters.
Maybe that's
how he loves chicken.
Yeah.
And so he got on there when I went there, and he posted telling people that if they didn't want their roosters, to send them to him. He'd look after them.
He'd eat them.
And there was a lot of people, oh, that's so sweet. But I thought, no, he's going to eat them. That's, bless his little heart, And there was a misunderstanding. People thought he's going to make pets out of them.
They just wrote back and they said they said it was about the chicken story. So there you go. Well, you have a good memory. People write you all the time. And they do write the station every once in a while and I put out a message that we were going to have you on. And so there's about 400 birthday wishes for you today.
I tell you, funny, yesterday it started on Facebook, and I think people, some jumped the gun. That happened that way last year. Mentioned birthday, and they started wishing me happy birthday yesterday. And then, so I actually have a 2-day birthday.
Yeah.
Now that I'm on Facebook.
Well, you should have a 2-day birthday.
Right.
So, how many years old are you now, Wade? Are you saying?
65.
Well, that's a good year. This is a big year then, 65.
Yep.
Yeah, 65. Big year. You can get all kinds of benefits now and stuff that, I guess, isn't that right? You turn 65 and something happens, doesn't it?
And Conway could probably get some assistance too. Daddy's old.
Some assistance.
Yeah, some assistance. Daddy's real old.
I heard a story the other night that just made me think about you. I was tuned into a very long-running radio show the other night out of Nashville, Tennessee, and they had this fellow on there, and he said, we don't have any big business in my hometown except one 400-pound Avon woman. And I thought, now that is a Wade Peebles line right there.
Yeah,
I mean, that is right out of.
Something I would say, yes.
Yeah, that is right out of your mouth. Well, what are you working on today? You're going to be riding around in the truck, but then in this afternoon, I know you're thinking up some good stories to share on Georgia Folk and Farm Life, which is your Facebook group with 87,000 people. 87,000.
And you just reminded me of a story I need to write about when you said Avon Lady.
Yeah, I bet I did.
Avon Lady story.
You got an Avon Lady story?
Yeah, I got an Avon Lady story. I write it. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a story about Egg Lady story and Avon Lady.
Well, my favorite story still is and I think I'm going to have to steal it, is the monkey story about the salesman bringing the monkey home. That is such a great story. It's a love story, really. It's a love story. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back through some of the Georgia Folk and Farm Life episodes that we've recorded and take a listen to it, because you'll laugh all the way home.
On the podcast.
Yeah, on the podcast.
Those of you in Alabama, the podcast.
So are you ready to start up again? I've got some stuff in mind on how we can do that. If you're ready, we'll start going. Because I know you want to record now.
And I want to do some videos. We talk about that again.
Well, we want to go to Lanier's and tell everybody. Right. I think we touched on this last week, but hopefully Mr. Lanier is going to be okay. I don't know if there's any updates, but we want to go down.
Hey, I wrote a tribute to him yesterday. He broke his hip in the hospital, and we wanted to do a video interview with him, but then when I called his son, he told me, well, Daddy broke his hip. I didn't know that. It happened today. So I wrote a post on Facebook and why I love that store, Lanier's IGA in Portland, and the Lanier family. And I told her how kind they have been to me over the years. So when I got home yesterday afternoon, I went straight to and found that post to read the comments. And I was reading the comments, and it was very touching. I had tears in my eyes. And Mr. Larry called me from the hospital, yesterday afternoon to thank me.
Wow.
For that, and that was just, like I say, that was just a very moving and I'm hoping he's well enough soon that you and I can do that.
We can go down there and do
the
it.
store and interview. Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. We don't have a very good track record. Well, we do actually have a pretty good track record because the first store we did, over 10,000 people saw the video relatively quickly, and it was announced just a few days after we were down there that there was going to be a new store built because of some investors. Remember that? Like several $1 million.
They still have. They've done the grading and a little bit of. Yeah. I think it just takes so long to get permits from everybody concerned to build, a store, fuel stop, truck stop, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So that one went really well. The next store we did a feature on.
We went to Ricky Hooks's and who else was there?
Well, the next store we went to, it didn't end so well.
No, that was at Hall's store.
Yeah. Mr. Hall passed away.
He passed away, not because we'd interviewed him, but
I hope not. Did anybody get the door though? Somebody was just waiting to buy that door, the front door.
The
Sunbeam Bread
down. I bet they took them down so nobody was. I passed by it every day, and I think I did notice that they had.
Well, that was. I'm just glad we got it, and now we want to go to Lanier's.
Made me think of that post I wrote a while back about the red Coca-Cola signs that used to be some kind of big round button signs they're called. And Coca-Cola gave them away to store owners for years. And they were everywhere, ubiquitous. Now you don't see them. And I wrote on Georgia Folk and Farm Life, I said, that they were once everywhere. Now you don't see them. And a lady, her comment was, yes, her husband used to collect those and he used to bring them home all the time. But since he died, not so much.
Not so much.
And I'm like,
I knew where this was going.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't bring as many home anymore, does he?
No, not since he died. No.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of recipes. The other day, I was on Georgia Folk and Farm Life, and folks they're getting ready. What you being chased out there by you got one of those chainsaw fellas after you?
No, that is Ball. He is trimming my trailer. After he loads me, he's trimming me with the pole saw. And
there you go.
As that becomes the weed eater. That's the other day. Get the weed eater and trim the. That's a pole saw. That's not a weed eater.
It's a pole saw. Not
he's a rookie in the log hauler when he says, "I'm waiting for him to get the weed eater and trim my trailer."
Well, I did have one question, a serious question to ask you before we hang up here and get you back on the road. It's hog killing season, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
My neighbor, and my landlord Justin Wright, he killed his hogs last week.
Did he?
And I hinted, I asked him, when are you going to butcher your hogs? I asked him this yesterday. And he said, I did butcher them last week.
Well, I thought, the cold snap.
Even a kidney or a liver or lung or something out of a hog would be better than nothing. But I didn't get, I'm not living high off a hog.
No, you're not. No, you're not. But, I mean, this is the week because the cold snap's coming. It always comes the first. Everybody said, and I wrote a story about this the other day about how it's a little warmer than normal.
Yep.
For Halloween.
Well, I've killed with plenty of hog killers, and you
wait till this
when
time.
It was too warm because the flies and all are just bad. You can't.
Yeah.
You just have to keep everything. It's hard to fight the flies.
But now it's going to be cold, and it's
kill the hog.
Yeah. So if you're
remind me of that old Jerry Clower story about back in the 50s when one of them, the Ledbetter's cousins of his boy he was walking, and this rich Yankee had a Cadillac and pulled over and gave him a ride, and he had an air conditioner. That boy didn't even know there was such thing as air conditioner, much less than a car. And the Yankee asked him, "Well, what y'all doing down here this time you're on the farm?" He said, "Well, we was gonna be planting cotton, but now it's come this cold spell. They may want to kill hogs."
Is that the punchline?
Yeah. Since it was a cold spell, his daddy might want to kill hogs. There you go. I waited around for that. Again, you want me to try it for a third time? The punchline? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! 65 years young, brother Wade Peebles, the The Oracle of the South. I thought that was going. I seriously thought he was going somewhere with that. I'm very sorry.
It went somewhere.
It did
He
just
thought
not
the
anywhere.
air conditioning in the car it had turned cold.
I get it. I get it. It just just.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. What'd you think about Michael Bright coming on the show? You need to. We're going to send him one of your shirts, one of your login shirts.
Yeah, we do. Put it in the museum.
This is the one that Brother Wade wore that time he was hauling pulpwood.
Well, I tell you what, I'll take one of my Georgia Folk Farm Life T-shirts and lay it on the couch and let Conway sleep on it, and then I'll put it in the museum, and it'd be, you know, you say he's got Conway's T-shirt.
That'd be a good one.
And then I get there. Listen, Baby Conway, as y'all know, is my little chihuahua, my dog, and he's just a celebrity.
He's not little.
No, he's getting chunky, my daddy. But his birthday is on the 12th of November.
Coming up.
And he'll be 2. So we've got a card drive going, and people are sending cards. And yesterday he got a box of goodies sent to him by Bill Ralph's a good member, and he went crazy over a cheeseburger toy. So he's having a good day, and if the baby's happy, I'm happy. And I appreciate you having me on, Matt.
Good to hear your voice, Brother Wade. We'll talk real soon.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right.
Bye.
So listen, if you're not already on Georgia Folk and Farm Life, get on there and sign up. And it's by signing up, all you got to do is answer one question, and then you'll be on the group, and we'll all be on there together and have a good time. That's it for me this week. We'll be back next week with an all-new Neighbor to Neighbor, where we'll talk to somebody neat and hopefully hear from you at some point down the road. Thanks for being here.
Country, that's what I grew up listening to.
Georgia Radio. We love you more than peanuts and peaches. So glad you're here.